Hi, it's Clemmy from the NARM Clinic, and this week I'm talking about perfecting your pooing position. So I know no one ever wants to talk about poo, but I am going there. It is my job. I am so used to talking about poo in great depth with so many different people as part of my job that, to be honest, it's like a normal conversation for me. And I hope that by me discussing it like this, that it will normalise things a bit more for you too. And I hope that you will find the tips in today's video helpful for you. So today I'm going to be explaining how you can perfect your pooing position to help you go to the loo with fewer issues. So did you know that despite our modern loo facilities encouraging us to sit at a 90-degree angle when we go to the loo, humans and our digestive tract are actually designed to poo in a squatting position. So if you often find that you don't feel fully satisfied when you go to the loo, or if you're someone who suffers with constipation, then some really simple corrections to your position of your body when you're going to the loo can really help facilitate a more smooth poo departure. So, what's the background? So how can sitting at a 90-degree position on the loo cause issues with pooing? So we all have a muscle called the puborectalis muscle, and that is essentially a muscular sling that wraps around the bottom part of the large intestine, which is called the rectum, and that's the place that stores poo before we're ready to go to the loo. And this muscular sling acts to help kind of close off the rectum to help maintain continence and prevent us from going to the loo until we need to. And also our rectum is slightly curved or kinked at the bottom, which also helps with continence. Now, the puborectalis muscle should not be confused with the sphincter at the bottom of the rectum, which again is there for continence as well. This is a little bit higher up and it sits around the rectum like that, like a sling. If you go to the blog post that accompanies this, you'll see a diagram that explains it a bit better for you. So when we try to go to the loo, sitting with our body and our thighs at a 90-degree angle, and that's the usual position that we're forced into when we're using modern loos, the puborectalis muscle still sits tightly around our rectum, and the rectum's still curved as well, which makes it much harder for poo to come out. However, when we reduce the angle at which the body and the thighs are, so that's in the squatting position, or an angle of around 35 to 45 degrees, it helps to relax that puborectalis muscle, but it also straightens out the rectum, allowing poo to come out more smoothly. But don't worry, I'm not going to say to everyone that you have to start squatting, but just a few simple changes to your position and the way you go to the loo can really help your poo have a more smooth departure, and I'm going to cover those now. So number one is when you're sitting on the loo, raise your feet up so that your knees are higher than your hips. So preferably so your thighs and your body are at a 35 to a 45 degree angle or less, like that. So you can either pop your feet up onto a chair perhaps, or get a stool, or perhaps a pile of books, or you can buy potty stools as well on the internet. The second thing, once you've got that position in place, is to lean forward. So once you've got your feet raised, lean forward to get that 35 to 45 degree angle and rest your elbows on your knees. Or you can, if you want to, clasp your hands together around the front of your legs, around the front of your knees, like you're hugging your knees. If that feels more stable and comfortable for you, just experiment with that. And next is to make sure that you keep your spine straight. So we want that angle, as I said, to be like that, not your spine curving over. So keep your spine straight, not rounded, and then bulge out your lower tummy muscles. So try not to strain or push from up here. So relax your shoulders, breathe out, and bear down and use your tummy muscles. So a good way to know which muscles we should be using is to put your hands on your hips and around your waist and to cough. So if you go And you can feel then when you cough in your hands, the muscles that contract, and those are the same muscles you should be using when you go for a poo. Anyway, I hope that's helpful. I hope that means that your bathroom visits are more enjoyable, and we will see you again soon.